back to my channel. Today I have a monthly August message for all of the Geminis out in the collective. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a spiritual advisor, intuitive coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every week right here on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into your message, Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you know the drill. This is going to be a 9-card draw. We will draw from a second deck to clarify cards if we need to, but otherwise, let's get to shuffling. All right. Angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what information and insight do you have for Gemini this month? What information and insight do you have for Gemini this month? Whoa. Okay. What information and what insight do you have for Gemini this month, Spirit? What information and what insight do you have for Gemini? All right, Gemini, you are starting out at the 4 of Cups. So you are either very discontented about something and you're sort of bored, right? Like you're not really allowing yourself the opportunity to find the joy in what you currently have. All right, let's see. We need 3 more, please, Spirit. 3 more for Gemini. Thank you. 2 more. Two more for Gemini. Two more. Come on. What else do you have for Gemini, Spirit? Thank you. One more. Thank you. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so first card up, where you currently are. You are currently in the 4 of Cups, as I mentioned earlier. Now, this really speaks to me about you being very either discontented, very bored, not appreciative, or you just feel blah about a specific situation, a specific person, or just maybe where you currently are at this time. And so what I want you to really sort of take into account here is that I want you to notice how you have this cloud with this hand that is sort of offering this cup, right, to you. And this is you sitting behind on this tree, okay? And I want you to pay real close attention here, Gemini, that Spirit is offering you something. This could be an offering of an opportunity, or Spirit is really wanting you to be open to a different type of fulfillment in a different area. These are all the cups that you've currently have. So these are like all your accomplishments, all the things that you're fulfilled with, everything that you have acquired up to this point. And I want to point out that if you are very discontented or you're disappointed or you're bored with where you are, my advice to you is really allow yourself to really contemplate that. Contemplate why it is you are disappointed, why you are discontented with where you currently are. You know, the 4 of Cups really offers to me an opportunity for you to really tune in to your emotions, right? Because cups really represent your emotions. So where you currently are is you're sort of in this reflective state where you're sort of reflecting on your current situation, where you currently are, the things that you've accomplished or the things that you've acquired. And you're really starting to reflect on, is it fulfilling? How do I really feel about this? Is this really providing me with the type of emotion that I am desiring or that I'm wanting? Is it something that brings me joy? Okay, So your theme this month, we have devil energy, Gemini. Now, what's important with this devil energy here, especially when it's in aligned with this Four of Cups, is Gemini. You really need to make sure that whatever it is that you're discontented about, or that you're disappointed with, or that you are just unfulfilled with, is this a routine pattern? Is this a routine behavior that you often get to because you're not really getting to the root of the issue, right? When I see devil energy, what that really honestly represents to me, Gemini, is that there are some things, right? Whether there are some emotions, some patterns, some behaviors, certain characteristics that you tend to naturally gravitate towards when things get a little difficult, or when you are really being forced to examine things from an emotional perspective. What I want to point out with the devil energy is that these things often represent things that no longer serve you. They're not really, they're sort of keeping you stuck. They're keeping you bonded or in a specific area that is not serving you for your highest good and the highest good of all. So this month, I really feel that with this being your theme card here, Gemini, it really represents that you're going to be facing a lot of emotions, a lot of patterns, a lot of behaviors, a lot of things that are going to test your limits and really test your patience. And what this really truly means is that you are being called to really examine people, situations, circumstances, your behavior, your attitude, your emotions, and sort of take into account, are they serving you for your highest good? Are they assisting you in moving in the direction that you're wanting to go spiritually, or physically, or mentally, or emotionally? If they are not, then that is something that you need to sort of detach from. So devil energy truly represents detachment. It represents something that you are needing to let go, that isn't helping you move, isn't helping you ascend or aspire to that divine essence of who you are. Now, what do you accomplish this month? We have the Queen of Cups, and I love this, Gemini, because you start out in the Four of Cups, where you're in that contemplative state, where you're really having to think about, how do I really feel about the things that I've accomplished? How do I really feel about where I am? And with the Queen of Cups being your accomplishment, this really truly means that you are going to become the master of your own emotions. You are going to become that individual that you are going to be forced to have to really examine your emotions and what you feel and where you are on a very nurturing, loving place. The Queen of Cups is someone who truly masters their emotions. They're very in tune with their emotions, but they also utilize and recognize that their emotions truly fall into alignment with their intuition. And so what I really feel that you're accomplishing here, Gemini, is you are becoming the queen of your own emotions. You are learning to master how you're truly feeling and how that represents and what your intuition truly is telling you in reference to your emotions. I want to point out that, a lot of times we grow up with this sort of belief or this idea that our emotions are plaguing us, or we sort of allow ourselves to sort of stuff our emotions and not truly examine them. And that is not the case, right? So a lot of times, and I want to talk about this whole positive toxicity, right? Because a lot of times you will hear a lot of people tell you, well, you just need to be positive. The truth and the reality here, Gemini, is that all emotions are meant to be viewed and experienced and worked through in a nurturing, loving way. We are human. We are going to experience negative emotions. Recognizing that it's okay to experience those, but ultimately we have a choice on where we stand with our emotions. Like, we choose how often we either stay in those emotions or we do things. We actually put forth some sort of action to help us raise our emotions, okay? And I really feel that what you're accomplishing here, Gemini, is you are becoming the master of your own emotions so that you could truly stand on your throne and state, I am in charge of my own emotions and I get to experience them in a loving, nurturing way. Now, what do you need to avoid this month? Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, usually the Knight of Cups represents a proposal, okay? But I really feel that what you really need to avoid and what this represents is this represents opinions and emotions from other people. I really feel that a lot of times, Gemini, because you are an air sign, you tend to be very wishy-washy when it comes to your emotions, right? You sort of dabble along the line of both one way and then another way. So you're sort of like two people in a sense, right? Which is the twins, right? Gemini. So what I really feel what you're needing to avoid is you're needing to avoid listening to other people's perceptions, ideas, or opinions of you and your life and where you are and how you feel. Because I feel like a lot of times you take into account what other people say and you allow that to sort of steer you in a different direction. But ideally, you have to sort of figure out what those emotions represent to you. And you have to sort of figure out how those emotions represent your intuition and what it's speaking to you and what it's telling you here. And with this Knight of Cups, I really feel that, you know, the perceptions of other people are often given to you in a way that I like to reference as unsolicited advice. When we are going through something emotionally or physically or mentally, a lot of times we just want to talk to someone. We want to basically express how we're feeling. And sometimes we just need someone to hear us out or to listen. It doesn't necessarily mean that we want their advice. And so a lot of times when I have personal friends who come to me and they say, "May I talk with you about something?" I simply listen. I listen because as a coach and as an intuitive and a psychic, I am listening for the things that are not being said. I'm listening for the words that are not being said. I'm allowing them to voice out their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. And when they are done, I then ask them, may I impart some advice, right? Because ultimately it's up to them to decide if that is something that they choose to accept. I don't ever like to get unsolicited advice from individuals because I didn't ask for unsolicited advice. I simply asked for someone to listen to what it was that I had to say, right? And I feel that what you need to avoid this month is listening to what other people have to say and avoid carrying other people's perceptions of your emotions or carrying other people's emotions about you and where you are in your life. So that's what you need to avoid here, Gemini. Now, what do you need to embrace? I absolutely love this. You have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So the Knight of Pentacles is a very loyal knight. A Knight of Pentacles is someone that actually sticks to a plan. They have a plan, they stick to that course of action, and they are always, always putting forth the amount of effort and energy that they need in order to create or to build that which they are trying to build, right? So a Knight of Pentacles trusts their intuition. They trust their guidance. It might take them a very long time to get there, but they will get there nonetheless. And that is the beauty here. This is what you need to embrace. You need to embrace the aspect of the Knight of Pentacles that allows you to embrace the journey, embrace the journey of going on this quest towards your inner truth, your inner guidance of who you are here, Gemini. And you need to recognize that as you go on this quest here with this Knight of Pentacles, and you know that when you can tune into your inner guidance and you can listen to your intuition, you will always be given that which is needed in the moment that it is needed. Okay, that is the beauty here with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, what is the obstacle that you are going to face? You have the 10 of Swords here, Gemini. Now, this is perfect. I would rather see the 10 of Swords in this position in your spread than in any other position. And the reason I say that is because we all know that as we go in an inward journey, as we focus on where we are and we focus on the emotions of what we are feeling when we are discontented or we're disappointed or we're unsatisfied with where we are, we will sabotage ourselves, right? So the obstacle is that a lot of times we will sabotage ourselves, right? We will utilize all of the swords that have been thrown at us from other individuals, other experiences, other situations, and we will use it to further sort of stab ourselves with the belief or the perception that we are where we are because of other individuals, right? And I really feel that that is the obstacle you're going to face here. I also want to point out, Gemini, that a 10 represents the end, right? So you are approaching the end of this self-sabotage cycle, but you're also at the end of all of the hardships that you've experienced. And I want you to understand that swords truly represents mental clarity, okay? So the obstacle that you face this month is your own mental sabotage that you will constantly sort of reiterate to yourself or sort of repeat to yourself over and over and over again, okay? So that is the obstacle you face this month. Now, Gemini, what is the support that you have this month? You have the Four of Wands. I absolutely love this because the Four of Wands represents a celebration. It represents having walked through this threshold towards the end with you and your spirit team towards the success of truly honoring your emotions, honoring who you are, listening to your intuition, to celebrate in union with spirit and also reap the rewards of what you have accomplished, okay? So that is the support you have. I want you to recognize that Wands represents passion. It represents your desires, okay? And a 4 represents the foundation and the stability that you will find when you continue on this journey, okay? Recognize that there is not a perfect way as you go along this path. Just recognize that the support is that you have outside sources from spirit that will provide you with the guidance that you need to get further along on this journey. Okay, that is what this is really representing. Your support is sort of having a vision in your mind of what that success looks like, recognizing that you will get to the end of that threshold and you will walk across that finish line successful. So that is the support you have this month. Now, what is your action this month? I found this to be very interesting, and I will probably clarify this just to get additional, just to figure out what the actual advice is for this. You got the Two of Cups in reversed here as your support. Now, normally in this particular instance, what I'm kind of feeling is that normally a Two of Cups represents the commitment or the union or companionship that you have with not only yourself in spirit, but with others, okay? But what I feel this is really representing here is that it's sort of representing that your action is that maybe you need to be the one to actually put forth some action, right? Like, don't expect people or spirit to automatically come to you. Maybe you need to go to spirit. Maybe you need to go to others to get the support that you need. But I am going to clarify this because I want to get some advice on this. So angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters. Why is the Two of Cups here for Gemini? Okay. So we got the Page of Swords here as the clarifier. So what this is telling me is that with this Two of Cups, you need to be the initiator as well as the investigator. So almost like you need to sort of embody this new concept of sort of becoming an apprentice. So I sort of feel like this is about you sort of stepping into a new area that is very unfamiliar territory for you. Like you're sort of a new baby soul that is learning how to further along its journey as it moves along here. And I feel that with this Two of Cups, This is just representing that the connection between you and spirit isn't severed. It's there. I think in your mind, you might feel that it's non-existent because you don't know what it is that spirit is telling you, or you don't know how to decipher the messages that spirit is giving you, right? But what spirit is saying is that in order to build a better bond between you and spirit, you need to learn. You need to sort of become like the apprentice and learn what spirit, basically learn your own language. I think that's what they're really trying to tell me. I want you to understand that a lot of times people get this idea that when you're first learning to tune into your intuition, that there is sort of a roadmap, or that there is a key map to what certain things mean and what they represent. But I need you to understand here, Gemini, is that your key map is personal to you. Understand that your intuition speaks to you in symbols that only you understand, only you can interpret. This is why it's so important that you set aside time to really tune into yourself and really do what is needed of you to sit in silence, to sort of allow yourself to hear the messages that spirit and your intuition have for you. Now, when I talk about spirit, what I'm really referencing is I'm talking about your intuition, I'm talking about angels and your guides, and I'm talking about God. I'm using it as a reference for the whole, okay? So what your action is this month is you need to start really spending some time with yourself and learning what your intuition is really saying to you, to sort of decipher the language. Now, what is the advice and the encouragement that you have from Spirit, Gemini? We have the Empress. Empress energy is beautiful because it is a loving and a nurturing energy. The Empress represents Divine Mother. It represents the divine feminine. It represents the divine love from Spirit. And what I really feel the advice and the encouragement is that Spirit is really trying to let you know that you have all of the resources that you need. You are abundant. You can create this new reality that you're wanting to create on this journey and become this new enlightened being full of creativity that will allow you to embody your divine essence. You have it all. What is needed of you is to believe that, to trust that, to honor that, to understand that the Divine Mother resides within you. And that as you have her essence within you, you also are an embodiment of the Empress. So you need to sort of understand that you are what you believe you are. Okay, so that is the message that Spirit has for you here, Gemini. I am going to draw an additional card just to see what additional information they have to offer you. And we will more than likely probably read what it says in the book. So here we go. Angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what information and what insight can you offer Gemini this month? What additional information and insight can you offer Gemini this month? What additional information and insight can you offer Gemini this month? Beautiful. I love this. We have inner voice. Okay. I love this. This is about speaking your truth. This is about honoring who you are and speaking it clearly, precisely, and allowing your voice to be heard. Okay. Inner voice. This is about looking inward. Okay, because I really want to point out, Gemini, that your message for this month of August is really about you tuning in to discover your own language and understand what Spirit is really trying to communicate to you. It's really about you listening to your emotions, listening to your body, really listening to what Spirit is trying to tell you. So here we go, Gemini, with inner voice. Tune in to your inner compass. Persistent words and feelings that represent your greatest desires are dropping into your mind. Instead of putting life off until you do, or be something in the future, Bring your desires into the present. Anytime we feel like we have gone off track, we have traveled a different road to our soul, and everything becomes a signpost to return to our center, where we can tune into our wise transmissions. Just as the voice on the GPS navigator tells you which way to go, your soul wisdom is always leading you toward your destination. Neither will scold you or become impatient if you take the wrong route. They will just adjust, find an alternate route, and give you new directions. You can't get it wrong. Listen to recurring words and ideas. Pay attention to how they feel and drive forward with the ones that make your heart and face smile. Gemini, I absolutely love this for you. This is a beautiful message. I hope that you were able to gain some beautiful golden nuggets here this month that will really help you on your journey this month. Once again, remember that your message is really about listening to your inner heart, really tuning into your inner guidance, allowing yourself to really listen to what you are feeling. And remember that you are an embodiment of the Empress, who is prosperous and abundant, is the divine mother and divine love. So that is the message I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me this month, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.